Welcome to your heavy metal horoscopes for the week. This is for the week ending 9/20/2014, and it's another really exciting week with the planets. So let's go ahead and get started and move right into Aries. This is the last week for a T-square between Uranus and Mercury and Pluto, where it's actually when you look at it, the things in your foundation of your plans and the things that you want to do. There's a little bit of a communication issue there, especially with those that are closest to you or those in your immediate family, those that love you. And it seems like old stuff. So number one, you got to change how you play the game. And number two, the biggest lesson in this is to not focus on that. When it seems like you want to do something and everything is out to get you, there's a beautiful trine still with Jupiter, expanding your horizons when it comes to achieving your ultimate goals. And as the week progresses, that T-square starts to kind of sort of break up there and not be quite as difficult as it was. At the same time, the moon also sets itself in there with Jupiter to create that expansion even more. And it's not just about your goals. If there's a money issue attaining your goals, that's going to help out with that too, as Jupiter moves into that money house there. So good things are happening. Try not to focus on the irritating, the frustrating, or the bad stuff that's going on, and focus on the awesome things that you want to create for yourself, because when you focus on that, you stand a better chance of creating those things. So good luck with that, guys. I know you can do it. Taurus, it's all about the daily tasks of life this week, and I want to say that after a while doing the same thing over and over and over again can get really boring, even for a fixed sign. After a while, we got to do these things to kind of shake things up. Or if you've also been kind of forced into a change in your daily routine, either way, it's about time to kind of sort of look into something that you've been wanting to do for a while, a new project, something brand new, learn something new. It's a book, or you're looking at a book or something that's literally you're going to be able to pick up, learn something new, and it's going to change your life. So new projects, new ideas, things like that. That's what it's all about for you guys this week, Taurus. Make it an awesome one too. This is something that's going to help take away the mundane, and at the same time maybe replace something that's newly missing in that routine, so you don't leave any holes. You want to avoid the whole I wish I could do this, or if only I could do this, and just do it. It creates awesome results and turns an ordinary life into an extraordinary life, and you want extraordinary, so make sure that you do a great job with that and definitely have fun with that. Geminis, the moon starts off the week in your sign, Gemini, and it's actually creating a little bit of issue there because it starts out in opposition with Mars, which as of Sunday is now in Sagittarius. Yes, everybody run, right? Could be a great thing or a not so great thing, but for you Geminis, it's definitely going to cause some issues there, especially when the moon is in your relationship house there. It may cause some issues there where it seems like there's different issues that are mirroring back to you. Now, that mirror thing is a very difficult thing when people seem to be mirroring things back at you. Most of the time, we take that as a I'm not doing good enough kind of a mentality, but really what that mirror is for is to show you the things that you don't want to do anymore, whether it's for yourself or in terms of your relationships. So, as difficult as it is, and it is a difficult process, make sure that you use that mirror for what it's supposed to be, which is nothing more than a lesson that's showing itself there for you, so that you can eliminate a negative pattern and move forward to success. Now, once the moon is out and gone, things are going to really calm down for you guys. And if you do use this mirror method the right way, it's going to have awesome results. So don't be afraid. Yes, it's a little bit emotional. Yes, I know Geminis don't really care for that emotional stuff. I totally understand that. But trust me, it's worth it to you guys. So good luck with that. Cancers, enjoy a peaceful weekend, actually, to start it off, because there's really not a lot going on in Cancer until the moon moves into your sign on Tuesday. This is normally a comforting thing, but actually it's more of a jolting thing for you guys as it moves into opposition with Pluto there for a couple of days. And you're going to find that old mindsets, especially when it comes to money and your own personal transformations, are really going to get in the way. And it may cause some emotional distress for you guys. So when it comes up to that, what you want to do is think of something new, do something new. Dare to do something new or look at things in a completely new way, because this is not just about physically doing, it's also about changing the old mindsets and perceptions, because really that's what's going to give you the success that you need, is those mindsets and perceptions. If you're still stuck in an old I can't do this mindset, it's not going to work out very well for you. So dare to change that, make the changes there, and do an, have an awesome time doing it. Okay, yes, it's a little bit emotional, but change is good. It is difficult, but it is good, and it'll be worth it for you, I promise. Leo, Jupiter's trine with Uranus is really helping the foundation of your dreams and your personal goals and getting those things together. And as the week ends, the moon's also going to join that trine as well, giving it a little bit more power behind it, and also helping you out with a boost of money. Everybody needs money every once in a while. Well, that's coming. Jupiter's all about expansion and expanding your finances. One thing that you do want to watch out for is, at the same time, Jupiter's aspect with Saturn kind of sort of makes it seem like you want to do these things, you have everything you need to do these things, but your responsibilities are really what's getting in the way. The other things that you have to do, and those responsibilities could be, the normal kids and family and job and all of those different things. So big thing here is, you want to look at that and see, is that something that's in your head? Now, I know that that sounds kind of weird there, but when you think about it, you could be using those things as an excuse in order not to move forward. We all do it. It's actually the fear inside of us, and it's the fear is making an excuse of why you can't do that. Avoid that. If that starts to come up, say, no, you know what? I'm taking care of my responsibilities and doing what I'm doing. And not only that, but I'm not the only one here to take care of my responsibilities, because you guys have people to help you out. So the bottom line is, you can be awesome, still take care of your responsibilities, and everything is beautiful. It's also a wonderful time to allow other people to take care of their own responsibilities if you have some that really need to start learning that. So it's a growth process for you and for them. So that's what you got going on this week. Make it an awesome time. You got some wonderful ideas in there. Take them. Do something with them. You owe it to yourself. Virgos, Venus has been in a very uncomfortable opposition with Neptune, and it is breaking up by about Thursday. She's out of opposition with Neptune. That's going to kind of sort of calm things down. And this opposition has really all been about how much are you worrying about what it is that you're feeling or you're seeing. Okay, stay out of here. The worry portion of everything doesn't belong there. All it does is get in the way of your success and what you want to do. Once Venus kind of moves out of there, and there's about another week, a little bit more than a week or so of the sun in Virgo, it's basically your time to be able to shine, to be able to do what it is that you wanted to do. It's all about career. It's all about new things, new possibilities, and doing the things that you absolutely love, those things that resonate with your heart. So take the last days of the sun in Virgo and enjoy them. Put them to work. Get those plans together and make things happen. And take the worry out, because all it is a great big giant wall that gets in your way. There's some awesome possibilities for you guys. You're brilliant at coming up with these plans. Now it's time to stop worrying about them and put them into action. Libra, it's all about communication, as Mercury leaves Libra, or is about to leave Libra, at least for a minute anyways. In a couple of weeks, Mercury is going to go retrograde and come back into Libra. So if you've got any communication issues now this week, time to work on them now, because when Mercury goes retrograde, it's going to be a little bit more difficult, we'll say, and a little bit more, a little bit more disorganized there. So when it comes down to it, that T-square with Uranus and Pluto, that's going to kind of sort of break up a little bit as the week progresses. There will still be an opposition with Uranus, and the bottom line is that when it comes down to it, the people that are closest to you are always the most difficult to communicate with for you Libras. It's the love that gets in the way when it comes to these people. So kind of slow down your communication a little bit, and not because the people around you are stupid necessarily, but when the part of fortune comes into your sign later on in the week, it's going to give you this boost of luck basically to help you communicate things in the way that you want to get them across, not in an overly emotional way. You want to make sure that your communication is clear and precise. You are the masters of justice and everything that is fair. Make sure that that's in your communication. That's important, and that's what's going to get the awesome results that you're looking for. Scorpio, the moon's opposition with Mars as he's leaving Scorpio and heading into Sagittarius makes for a very sticky and a very difficult day on Sunday. But once Sunday is over and the moon moves on, her influence gets farther away and Mars' influence starts to get farther away from Scorpio too. Now, a lot of Scorpios are kind of breathing a breath of fresh air there, because Mars has been a little bit difficult while he came to visit, but that's okay. As he moves on, he moves out, and that influence dies out throughout the week. Now Saturn is creating a little bit of an issue there when it comes, as far as its aspect with Jupiter there, and that makes it seem like whatever your plans or your goals are, you don't have the ability to expand on them. It creates a standstill feeling. At the same time, his connection with Venus and the Sun as the week progresses tells us that we have everything we need in order to build up the legacy and the plans that we love, especially the ones that are closest to your heart. So this kind of sort of creates a, don't focus too much on what you feel or what it looks like is getting in the way, because the truth is that the energy is there to get you where you need to go. But the more you're focused on the negative, the more the positive doesn't have a chance to manifest it. So make sure that you're not overly focused on something that's getting in your way, or making it that thing that's going to stop you from doing it forever. Bottom line is, put more focus on the positive and a little less focus on the negative. It will definitely make some awesome results there. You Sagittarians, ready for Mars? I hope you guys are ready for Mars, because Mars enters your sign on Sunday. As a matter of fact, 0 degrees into Sagittarius, in opposition with the moon, just like Scorpio, kind of sort of starting some issues there. And it's right there on the cusp of two houses, the house of self and the house of secrets, or the things that we keep to ourselves. So bottom line is, that kind of situation creates I have to look at the mirror of myself, and that's never comfortable for anybody. Also, it seems as if somebody in your relationships or somebody closest to you is what's creating this mirrored effect to you. So you want to avoid the frustration or the anger. Mars has two different types of energy here, okay? Mars energy is either a very powerful driving force to help you get through the things that you need, or it creates frustration and aggression. You don't want the aggression, or you want to avoid the aggression as much as possible, and use this energy in the way that it should be to protect you forward. So when you feel that you are in a situation where it seems like somebody's calling you on something, take a look at the situation before you react to the situation, because the truth is that reaction is actually going to make the situation more complicated. It really is showing you something about you that you'd rather walk away from. So, and as always, Sagittarians are awesome when they walk their walk. So make sure that you use that Mars energy to project you forward, not necessarily create a frustration mess for you. Because the truth is that Mars is ready to help you get the awesome results that you want in your life. Capricorn, this week is all about reevaluating old methods that are creating havoc when it comes to communicating with your loved ones, and also when it comes to your home circles. If you've been doing the same thing over and over and over again, it's going to create the same results. That's the definition of insanity there. Now, none of us want to go insane, right? So it's time to kind of sort of Come up with new ways of communicating, especially with that T-square there that Pluto is involved in with Mercury and Uranus. So this is going to create some challenges. Change the way you communicate and do it in a different way. Now, I know that Pluto retrograde, which is almost over, by the way, although it's not going to be over this week, is creating a little bit of an issue with that. And it does create that I can't make these changes. It's all right here. You can make whatever changes you want. And I guarantee you that if you have a communication issue with somebody and all of a sudden you change how you communicate with that person, it makes them have to think, because it's now no longer the same thing. So it's yes, it's a scary thing to change, but trust me, it does get awesome results. Also, it's also time for you to take some of those ideas that have been going around in your head and put them down on paper, or do something with them. Make the creations, or the beautiful creations that are popping up in your head. You owe yourself this, if nothing else, because it's something that's close to your heart and something that you've been wanting to do. And the planets are lined up beautifully to make that happen. So you owe it to yourself. Do it for yourself. Trust me, it's going to be a lot of fun, especially if it's something you've never done before. Aquarius. Neptune is creeping closer and closer and closer to the cusp of Aquarius because she is in retrograde, and we're really starting to feel those results. So again, we're still sitting here in our heads as Aquarians, at least that's where we are in the wheel right now, but at the same time, we're reminded with that Neptune influence to rely more on our intuition and less on our heads. In fact, we're told to get out of our heads, basically, because it really does create an issue if we spend too much time in there. Even though it's fun, I know. I don't know about you guys, but Melissa Land is my favorite place. But yes, it is a difficult thing to stay out of your head, rationalizing, organizing, unorganizing, reorganizing again, all of the ideas that you have. But the truth is, the ideas need to be out on paper. They need to be out. Write down a list for yourself so that they don't get disorganized again. And work on one thing at a time. Finish it. Move on. We Aquarians are masters at starting things and not finishing them, right? You owe yourself the moment to finish something, and definitely use your intuition to choose which way you want to go first, or which way you should go first. It is a little bit uncomfortable. Aquarians love to have control over everything, including what's going on in their own lives. But trust me, the intuition really helps relieve that stress of having to have the answers and having to control everything. And when it comes down to it, the results are amazing every single time. I've proved it before, and you can too. And finally, Pisces. Neptune's aspect with Mars this week is going to create an uncomfortable situation for you, or an uncomfortable feeling for you. The more time you spend running around in your head about a situation, the more time you're wasting and assuming on things that may or may not be happening. So this is a big deal for you guys. It's a little bit different than when Aquarius is running around your head. It's a very emotional thing for you Pisces. You want to avoid that as much as possible. That gets in the way of you getting the results that you want in life, in your projects, in your career, even for yourself, or making changes for yourself. And this is what this aspect is all about. It seems like you're getting called out yourself, or what you're doing, or you are not good enough. Now, the truth of the matter is, that's BS. You are good enough. You are an awesome, you are an awesome individual. Don't allow anybody else to tell you any different. That's the bottom line, because when you truly love you, everything else falls into place, and you don't need somebody to tell you that you're good enough, or to tell you that you're doing a good job, or to tell you that you're worth it. Give yourself the opportunity to wake up at some point this week and say, and look in the mirror and say, I love me because of whatever. And point out the really good parts about yourself. Parts that you don't like so much, that's okay. Those parts are important too. They're there for a reason, so that you can work and improve on them. Not take them as I'm not good enough. Before you know it, everything kind of sort of takes care of itself as you get out of your head and you kind of sort of put yourself in the mindset of a can-do attitude rather than a I can't attitude. This is Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Thank you so much for listening and watching the horoscopes this week. I hope you enjoyed them. Don't forget to check out the services and now the classes that are being provided on a fairymothersdream.webs.com. You can also join our Facebook group, Grateful Fairy Wings. That's facebook.com/group/Grateful Fairy Wings for announcements on classes, readings, and all the lovely stuff that we have going on and that we're going to continue to have going on in that group. Thank you so much for listening, and you guys make it an awesome week.